Hi everyone, Teresa Aker here from Success Diaries with Teresa Aker. It's my pleasure today to introduce Brian Kaulback. How you doing, Brian?
I'm doing very well, Teresa.
I'm
Nice
so
to,
glad
nice
you're
to
here
meet you.
today.
Yes, I managed to get on without my knowledge of computers and everything.
You did great. Honestly, I know it's supposed to make our life easier, but sometimes I think it's more frustrating.
That's for sure. Yes.
Absolutely. Brian is an actor, and I know you did some stunts in your background as well. So let's talk about the beginning. Let's talk about your journey. How'd you get into acting and doing stunts?
The acting started in high school. I saw my older brother, 2 years older than me, and I saw him this is going back in the 60s, and he was doing My Fair Lady.
Oh,
And I thought, that looks like fun. And the next year, I got involved in Oliver. And so that's how I got started, and then just got involved in community theater and then eventually professional theater. And then after that, for a while, started getting involved in film and television, which was becoming popular there in Toronto, where I moved in 1974 to Toronto to pursue the acting career. It's 52 years now, uh,
wow.
a long
Tell,
time.
tell us
Yes.
some of the things you did in Toronto. Talk about now, was it just so let's talk about any films that you did, any television shows, whatever you did over those years. People will be fascinated. And I'll have some pictures to show people.
Okay. I started out in Toronto with a theater company called the Toronto Truck Theater, and they used to perform out of the Colonnade. I don't know if you've ever been there, the Colonnade. It's right there at, I believe it's 111 Bloor Street West. And they had a beautiful theater in the circle there. I was with them for 5 seasons. And of course, being an actor in Toronto, growing up in Toronto at that time, I was driving taxi. And then eventually I moved into driving limousine. And that was a good job for an actor because you could, if you had an audition the following day, you could just tell your boss, I can't come in tomorrow. I got an audition. Yeah. And then I just doing the theater for a little over 5 years. And that was fun and enjoyable. But then the film industry started developing and getting quite busy in Toronto. I got involved in that and realized, I hate to say it, even doing extra work, you could make more money doing 2 or 3 days of extra work on a movie than a whole week of doing theater in Toronto.
Oh,
I
okay,
just
that's
I just
interesting.
immersed myself into the film industry. And so that's how it all got started. And in 1982, I don't know if you remember a movie with Rick Moranis and Dave Thomas called Strange Brew.
I do.
Yes. So I was Dave Thomas's stand-in for
Oh,
that. I got involved in the stand-in work. And so I was on that show for 10 weeks. It shot for 10 weeks.
oh my
And I thought,
goodness.
hey, this is pretty good money here. I started doing more and more stand-in work. And of course, doing stand-in, you get to meet the crew and directors and stuff like that. And all of that just kind of helped me down the road
Sure.
because I've met people and I worked hard as a stand-in, and later on they appreciated. The one thing about Toronto at that time, and probably still now, is you do need a good agent that's going to get you in for the auditions. But it's changed so much now. Now, before auditions, you had to usually go to a place to audition, but now everything's done online and it's done on your phone. You just record yourself and then you email it off, which is certainly convenient because you don't have to run around town and take taxis or the limousines, or not limousines, but the buses.
Absolutely. I want to talk to you if we could. Let's talk about, so I know you did the filming in Toronto and are different now. Are you still auditioning for things, Brian? What are you doing today?
I think I emailed you, and I've been working on a project with a business partner of mine in Toronto, who I should introduce you to because he's got quite the good success stories. And we've been working on a project about a white cop teaming up with an indigenous cop
Oh,
to solve crime on the reservation. Yes, and so that's why I'm back here I'm in Hamilton right now, but back in the Toronto area because we're supposed to be shooting our pilot episode.
oh,
Yes, although we're still waiting on some funding. It's
sure.
almost there. But yeah, it's very strong with an indigenous cast. As a matter of
Nice.
fact, yeah, it's a white cop teaming up with an indigenous cop and to solve crime on the reservation. And the first episode is about missing children.
Okay.
That's the pilot episode. And we obviously, the working title right now is called Watcher and or He Who Watches. So that's the working title. And we're most likely going to shoot it in North Bay because
Oh, nice.
they provide more tax credits if you shoot outside of Toronto. And I've the scenes I'm doing, I play a retired cop who's supposed to be good with computers, and I had trouble getting on today here with you. So
You
that's going
did
to take
just
some
fine, Brian. Don't
that's
you
going to
worry.
take some real acting to pretend I know a lot about computers.
Brian,
Uh,
now you told me earlier you were in Murdoch Mysteries, and I watch Murdoch Mysteries. In fact, I mentioned to you that I live just close to a place called Parkwood where they filmed some of the episodes there.
that's
So tell us a little bit about what you played and how long you played in Murdoch Mysteries.
I was in Murdoch the first 8 seasons, and I played one of the background constables, and but eventually they gave me some dialogue, and I became Constable Hodge, John Hodge, and so I did a number of episodes, maybe about 12 out of those 8 seasons, as Constable John Hodge, and season 8 they wrote a whole episode around me, my character, where I was a 20 years earlier, a constable had died, and I hit him overhead with a metal object. And but I was trying to protect Giles, a character called Giles. And so after that, season 8, halfway through the season in the show, I can you imagine William Murdoch figured everything out in less than an hour.
He is good, isn't he?
Yeah. And of course, I went to prison.
Of
So,
course.
yeah. Yeah. What I had done there, I was in my 60s at the time we were doing that. And I went to one of the main producers and I said, in reality, and I was playing the desk sergeant back then. I said, I would really be retiring from the police force at my age, in my 60s. So I said, do you want to? So I'm letting you know if you want to write an episode to let me go from the show. And they wrote a wonderful episode where, as you know, where I ended up getting caught that I had murdered, not intentionally, but I had murdered this constable 20 years earlier. So I went to prison and I was basically out of the show.
I actually remember those episodes. I actually do. I watched it religiously, so I know what you're talking about. That was fantastic.
And I'm amazed they're still shooting. I believe it's season 19 right
I
now.
know it's still going. And Yannick Bisson, who's just a wonderful actor, I've seen him in a number of things. He's a busy person. And of course, the cast that's in there, amazing show that we are proud of in Canada, and you're part of it. So thank you for that.
And Yannick Bisson, who never gets older for some
He
reason.
doesn't, does he? No. Well,
Handsome and
I'm hoping
young.
to get him on my show here. It would be nice to have him. Maybe we'll talk to him about you as well.
Yeah, that would be, yeah, he would be great to have on your show.
Yeah, we'd certainly love to have him on. He's a Canadian, but yeah.
I
Where
believe
is
he's
he?
from Montreal originally.
Is that where he's from? Okay.
Yeah.
Are you
Yeah.
now you're Canadian, obviously. You're from Toronto? I know you said you
Well,
were
I was born in Hamilton, but I moved to Toronto in 1974.
in
So,
74.
yeah. And this was in between the cab driving and limousine driving and just pursuing my career. And I have to say, 52 years doing it, and that I feel blessed that I did what I wanted to do. And
Now, can
so
I ask, did you make it a full-time career at some point, or was it just part-time always?
I would say, like in 1982, when I got the stand-in job on Strange Brew for Dave Thomas. And what happened there was I did about 14 years of standing in for different actors. The city was very busy with filming here. And so that was a
Oh, okay.
full-time gig for me because I was very fortunate. And yeah, even at the time back then when I started, I noticed that a lot of the other background performers, they didn't want to do stand-in work. But now all of a sudden, everybody would like to do a stand-in gig because it's long term and it's good money.
Okay.
That's for sure. And so, yeah, for those 14 years, I was just working as an actor, working as a stand-in, and any parts I could get through my agent at the time. But stand-in was the key to it. And I got to know the stunt coordinators, and that's how I got involved in stunts as well.
I
I,
saw there was something with Leslie Nielsen. Did you do a stand-in for him or stunts? What did you do for him?
yeah, believe it or not, I was standing in for him, even though he was taller than me. But anyways, I got the stand-in gig, and that was a film called Reckless Disregard. I think it was a movie of the week. And oh man, he was a character. And I don't know if you know anything about him, but he'd always carry with him it was a fart machine.
Okay.
And he made all the crew and the cast laugh.
Oh, that's
It was
nice.
a lot of fun. But during the stand-in 14 years of doing that, and that's when I met stunt coordinators and stuff like that. And there was another movie of the week, and that was called Model by Day. And all of a sudden, I was standing in at the time, but for some reason, a stunt performer didn't show up. So the stunt coordinator got me in there and to do a stunt. And a girl was crashing through a window and kicking me in the back. So I
Oh
had a
my.
back brace and stuff like that. And so that's how I got involved in the stunt work. And that is, as you probably know, a very lucrative business.
It sure is. Absolutely. But you have to be pretty in shape and you have to know what you're doing. So good for
Yeah,
you.
yeah. And one of the best stunt gigs I had, and that was maybe 4 or 5 years ago. And it was a horror film with three short stories. And so I was doubling for an actor, and the stunt was going to be he was a librarian and he had a very expensive book that was worth about $1 million. And these two hoodlums came in to get the book. And so they had to tie the actor up, and he was in short. They took his clothes off. He was in shorts and a wife beater t-shirt, and they tied him in the basement of the library. And they threw 60 rats on him. The
Oh
rats had,
my.
they told him the rats haven't eaten in 3 weeks. I took the job knowing that I was going to be all these
Oh.
rats are going to be on me.
Oh.
And I took it because I knew they couldn't shoot my face because I was just doubling for an actor. All I did was just close my eyes and I pretended that all these rats were little kittens running over my body. And that's how I
Oh.
got through it. We
Oh,
probably
that's
did about
amazing.
Yeah, that was shot in Halifax, and I got ended up getting 2 days work on that,
Oh
and
my goodness.
probably did about 20 takes with all these rats. And we
Oh,
were in this small room, and they had two people that were controlling the rats. And after each take, they would grab the rats and they put them in a box and they count them. So they made sure after each take, they still had 60 rats.
Good for you,
So,
but oh,
yeah,
I hope
so
you got paid well for that one.
it was a good 2 days' work. Yeah, yeah,
Oh my goodness. Oh, Brian, I wouldn't have been able to do that one, that's for sure.
yeah. But that's how I got through it. I said, okay, they're not going to see my face, so I'll just close my eyes and pretend that they're little kittens running around my body.
That's incredible. Oh my goodness, what a story.
Mhm.
That's awesome. So now let's circle back because we talked about you doing a new show, and I really want to be able to help you out here. Let's promote it a little bit. I'm going
Okay,
to have you on social media with Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok, Instagram, all of those things.
okay.
But I know you're doing the project. Tell us, I know you said and it sounds wonderful. So you've got a, I guess there are two detectives. One is an Indigenous person. That's
Exactly.
wonderful in Canada. We love our diversity.
Yeah.
So now you're going to have it shot up in North Bay. I remember you said that. So
Yes.
how long are you looking at doing is the pilot coming up soon? Will you have trailers for
Yeah.
it?
Yes, we did shoot a trailer, believe it or not, 3 years ago. And that's how we got started. Yeah, we hope to shoot this within the next 6 or 7 weeks.
Oh, good.
They're going to shoot my scenes. Jason Barback is the director,
Okay.
and he also plays the main white police officer
Wonderful. Okay.
who teams up with an indigenous actor, and that indigenous actor is Gerard Auger, Auger, and he's from Alberta. Um,
Wonderful.
and also, too, believe it or not, on our show, Graham Greene had signed on
Oh my
to, he
goodness.
had signed on with a letter of intent to be in the show, but as he passed away on
Yes.
September 1st. And
Such
we
a
have
loss for Canada.
another wonderful, brilliant actor who's also signed on with a letter of intent, and that is Calm Fior.
Okay.
Now, he's American slash Canadian actor. He lives in Stratford,
Oh, okay.
and he plays an amazing bad guy. So he's going to be the bad guy in our pilot episode. So,
Have to have a bad guy.
no, you have to have a bad guy. But yeah, so the pilot episode will probably take between probably 8 days of shooting.
Okay.
Jason Barback, the director, has already shooting some other scenes, and that's why in another week or so he'll shoot my scenes. I don't have to go up to North Bay because all my scenes take place in an office with computers
Oh, okay.
that I'm supposed to be an expert of.
Oh, you are an expert, Brian.
Yeah, yeah. The tough time I had
You've proven it
getting
here
on your
already.
show today.
You
Uh,
no, you did great. Brian, that's one. Now I have another question for you because you've been amazing today. Since you're going to do another one, would you come back and do another episode with us and talk about your new project?
I'd love to. Yes, I'd love to. What we hope that happens from doing the pilot is a lot of the streaming companies like Amazon and Netflix, and they like a minimum of 6 episodes.
Oh,
And
okay.
so that seems to be what's happening now. And so we're hoping to that they'll like the pilot so much that they'll let us do the other 5 shows. And then if they like it, they can renew it for the second season and do 6 more. But yes, it's got a strong indigenous theme to it, and that's helped us get some money from the government, of
Sure,
course,
sure.
to finance the series. And we're just hoping everything falls into place.
I'm sure it will for you, Brian. You're such a nice man. So, Brian, if somebody wanted to reach out to you today, what's the best place to reach you? Is that through
Me,
email,
me,
Facebook?
me personally,
Yeah, if they wanted to reach out and talk to you or work with your
well,
crew or whatever you're doing
I think you reached out to me just through Facebook, I
through
believe.
Facebook, social media, we did it through there.
Yeah, yeah. And yeah, I like your show. I've seen some
Thank
clips of it. How long have you been doing this?
just about a year now.
Yeah.
I love it. I absolutely get to meet great people like you, Brian.
Thank you very much.
You.
Yeah,
So
the film industry is very difficult to maneuver, and one just hopes everything falls into place. So,
you're, I know it's going to. So Brian, thank you so much for coming on today. I truly appreciate it. And I know you said you'll do another show, so thank you so much. We're going to have you back, okay?
okay. And I think I'll speak to Jason because I think Jason should talk to you. He's got amazing stories.
We'd love to have Jason on. That would be
Jason
great.
Barback. Yeah.
Thank
Okay.
you. Brian, you really are a warm person. I'm so grateful that you came on today. I'm going to make sure I have all your information here for the audience. Everyone, this is Brian Kaulback. Definitely go over to his Facebook page. That's where I was talking to him. And I'll make sure any trailers, any of the pictures are there for you all to view. And we'll talk about Murdoch Mysteries. And we're going to talk about your new show. To everyone else, this is Teresa Aker from Success Diaries with Teresa Aker. Do subscribe to my channel. I truly appreciate that. I hope you're all having a great day, and I look forward to talking to you all very soon.